because James Harden, while I was away, while on his tour in China, right, decides to get on a microphone and call out Daryl Morey. And I know you went live and you did some things with this as well, so I'll throw it to you here in a minute. But, man, I am sick and tired of this dude, Scotty. I'm so stuck between hold him hostage, keep him here. If he sits out, fine him, whatever you got to do. Yeah. But you do not sell him for penny. You do not get rid of him for pennies on the dollar, right?
Yeah.
But I also don't want this dude anywhere near this franchise. I don't want him anywhere near the practice facility. I don't want him anywhere near Joel Embiid or Tyrese Maxey or any of the core here in Philadelphia. This dude, you have tweeted it out so many times, and it's 100% a fact. He's toxic, toxic, man. No, I agree with you 110%. Now, here's my thing, okay? A few things to lay out here on the table for James Harden, because this dude is as absolutely delusional as they come, all right? Let's throw this out here. Apparently, there wasn't even a handshake deal in place by the latest article by ESPN. Last year, when James Harden took that pay cut for the 2 years to help bring in PJ Tucker and Montrezl Harrell and Daniel House and help bring his boys here to Philly, he took a pay cut, and we all praised him for that. But we all kind of knew in the back of our minds he's going to cash in a year or two for helping out Daryl Morey, his buddy, his friend, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, that wasn't even in place. That wasn't even agreed upon, okay? But let's move. Let's say this. If there was a handshake deal in place, James Harden is still in the wrong. Do you think that just because you agreed to something 12, 13, 14 months ago, that you could show up, play like dog shit for what? For 8 of 11 playoff games, for 9 of 11 playoff games, be historically bad in 5 games out of 7 against the Boston Celtics, and still think that handshake deal is in place? You didn't hold up to your side of the bargain, my friend. If you would have been anything like regular season James Harden, you would have gotten that deal from Daryl Morey. It's a fact. He would still be here for 3 or 4 more years on that max deal.
Yeah.
You didn't hold up to your end of the bargain. You were a disaster in the postseason. B, why is no one else banging the table for James Harden? He's so mad. He's so disgruntled about Daryl Morey. And maybe that's because they were friends before all of this and they had this relationship. But he seems to think he's got this market out there where he's still a max contract player and send me here and I'm valued in LA. You opted in because Houston pivoted. Houston didn't want to give you that money anymore. You opted in because Philly wasn't going to give you that money anymore. You opted in because no one was going to give you that money anymore. Yeah. And now the team that you think values so much and you're trying to force your way to won't even offer Terrence effing Mann for you in a package. Terrence Mann is a nice player. You and I would like him in a deal, right? He averages 8 points per game in his 4 years in the NBA. They won't even start there, James.
27 years old.
They won't even start there. You're not valued the way you think you are, and you're so upset at Daryl Morey. You should be upset with yourself because you didn't hold up to your side of the deal.
Yep.
You didn't play well enough. Fact. You're getting older. Fact. You have a bad injury history recently. Fact. And now you're trying to go on to, what's this, Scotty? Ooh. Houston, Brooklyn, Philly. Oh, 4 teams in less than 3 years. You're toxic. Fact. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I think you hit the nails on the head there, man. That's exactly how I feel about James Harden right now.
And thank you.
And you can take it even a step further, man. He feels so betrayed by Daryl Morey, right? And mind you, I think, with this Daryl Morey situation, I think there is a chance that the ownership stepped in here and said, you're not giving like a max 4-year contract to this guy.
Really?
Like, we're not doing that. Like, there's very well a chance that could happen, but either way, what I would say about Daryl Morey's perspective is when it gets down to business and you're talking about the evaluation from the rest of the league versus your evaluation versus giving James Harden a max 3 to 4 year contract, Morey made a good business decision to not do that if that is the case.
Yeah.
And, Harden feels so betrayed right now, right, by us not getting a worthwhile offer from the LA Clippers for him, and in return not willing to give him up.
You know what I feel betrayed by? Him shooting 2 for 11 in a playoff game. That's what I feel betrayed by.
What I was going to say is, he feels so betrayed, but you're the one that leaked the rumors about Houston on Christmas Day, where I felt betrayed because I'm having a great Sixers season right now where, in a top 4 seeding in the East, and we have Harden rumors coming out about Houston Rockets that are not even
on a joyous holiday.
Right. Exactly. On our great holiday. I felt betrayed there. And then after the season, right after the postseason, you come out and you say, I'm not going to play for Doc Rivers. So I feel betrayed there, right? Because why are we trickling down and starting to demand things when you're not even guaranteed a roster spot right now? So I felt betrayed there. And then you take it a step further, Doc Rivers gets fired, and yet we still have this turmoil, right, even though we gave him what he wanted in a new coach, right? So it's all interesting to me, but it's also, when you look at James Harden going out in the public, there was people that said, commended him for going out and calling Daryl Morey a liar. That is unprofessional as hell to go out and do that to your boss. I don't care about handshake deals because at the end of the day, that's just what they are. They're handshake deals. They're not deals.
Right. And
so it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter how hurt you are, dude.
I cannot stress this enough. Even if there was a handshake deal in place, all he had to do was not look like how he did in the Boston series.
Exactly. Exactly, man. You look like the worst player on the court in 4 of 7 games in that series? 5 of 7 games in that series?
He had the 18 and 11 game or whatever in game 5 when they won in Boston.
Game 4 was this big game. Game 5, he had a decent game. And then the other 4 games in that series, he shit the bed. So when you look at that basement low, you can't afford to give this guy $40 million a year.
He was also very, very bad against Brooklyn.
And also the passing went down, right? That was the big thing with Harden this year. He gets guys open, he gets Embiid, easy looks.
Vision.
That stopped in the playoffs, right? Whether that's the defense changing or him.
You, man. Listen,
what I wanted to say though, what the last thing I wanted to mention here was, because James Harden, this situation, it's over. Like, he's not playing in this city again. He might not play in the NBA again, depending how he goes about this.